Welcome back to Fiction First. In today's episode, we're diving into a compelling family saga that's making waves in the literary world. Taffy Brodesser-Akner's 2024 novel Long Island Compromise is an intricate tale of wealth, trauma, and the enduring impact of a single event on a family's legacy. Inspired loosely by the real-life 1974 kidnapping of the author's family friend Jack Tyke, this novel offers a poignant exploration of how affluence and adversity intertwine. At the time of writing, Long Island Compromise is also being adapted as a limited series for Apple TV, which speaks volumes about its narrative depth and cinematic appeal. About the author. Taffy Brodesser-Akner is no stranger to storytelling. A staff writer for the New York Times Magazine, she gained significant acclaim with her debut novel Fleischman is in Trouble in 2019, which she later adapted into an Emmy-nominated limited series for FX. Her second novel, Long Island Compromise, showcases her mastery of weaving complex characters and themes into gripping narratives. Based in New York City, Brodesser-Akner's unique perspective shines through her work, making her a standout voice in contemporary fiction. Plot summary. In 1980, Carl Fletcher, a wealthy Jewish American owner of a styrofoam factory on Long Island, is kidnapped from his driveway. His wife, Ruth, receives a ransom demand of $500,000, which she delivers to secure Carl's release. Though Carl returns home after 5 days, he is deeply traumatized. Encouraged by his mother, Phyllis, to forget the incident, Carl attempts to move on, but his kidnapping leaves lasting emotional scars. The family moves into a house on Phyllis's estate, where Ruth gives birth to their daughter, Jenny, a few months later. Decades pass, but the kidnapping continues to haunt the family. Carl struggles with unresolved PTSD, while Ruth devotes herself to protecting his emotional health. Their 3 children grow up affected by their family's wealth and trauma in different ways. Nathan, the eldest, is a lawyer who suffers from debilitating anxiety and fear of failure. Beamer, the second son, becomes a successful Hollywood screenwriter but falls into a destructive cycle of addiction to drugs, food, and sex. Jenny, the youngest, spends her life rejecting her family's wealth and striving to forge an independent identity. The family's fortunes begin to decline when Phyllis dies, and Carl's styrofoam factory becomes a financial liability. Nathan, already struggling with his personal finances, faces potential bankruptcy after sinking his savings into a fraudulent investment fund managed by his childhood bully, Mickey Meyer. Meanwhile, Beamer's Hollywood career is faltering. After a failed attempt to pitch a screenplay, he relapses into addiction. His friend Charlie challenges him to write something meaningful, but Beamer's erratic behavior lands him in a rehabilitation facility after collapsing outside actor Mandy Patinkin's house. Jenny, who works for a graduate student union at Yale, finds herself caught between her bohemian values and her family's legacy. She returns home for Phyllis's funeral but struggles to reconcile her disdain for wealth with her longing for belonging. Ruth accuses Jenny of being detached from their family's struggles. Feeling lost, Jenny retreats to her family's brownstone in Greenwich Village, where Ruth eventually finds her. The family's financial troubles worsen when Marjorie, Carl's sister, under the influence of drugs, misinterprets Ruth's instructions to sell the factory and instead burns it down. Amid the chaos, Nathan admits his financial woes to his wife, Alyssa, and they resolve to move forward. Beamer completes his rehabilitation with Jenny's help. The family gathers for a bar mitzvah celebration that highlights both their enduring bonds and unresolved tensions. In a climactic moment, Carl dies, haunted by a vision of his parents, symbolizing his struggle with past trauma and its impact on his family. However, a discovery of hidden family assets restores their financial stability, allowing the Fletchers to start anew, albeit emotionally scarred. The novel ends with the family members pursuing paths of tentative reconciliation and growth, leaving readers to ponder the complex interplay between wealth, trauma, and identity. Themes and symbols. Wealth as a barrier to personal development. Brodesser-Akner delves into how affluence can stifle growth. The Fletchers' wealth insulates them from hardship, but it also deprives them of resilience. Beamer's addiction. Nathan's financial irresponsibility, and Jenny's existential crisis all stem from their dependence on inherited privilege. The novel critiques this safety net, presenting it as a double-edged sword. The illusion of safety. Wealth provides a veneer of security but imposes crushing responsibilities on those who inherit it. Ruth's anxiety over her children's inability to function without financial support encapsulates this paradox. Despite their affluence, the Fletchers are emotionally bankrupt, highlighting the hollowness of material success. Family dynamics and identity. The Fletchers' relationships are fraught with unspoken tensions. Ruth's control over her children, Carl's emotional withdrawal, and the siblings' differing responses to their upbringing showcase how family dynamics shape identity. The novel poignantly explores the interplay between generational expectations and personal freedom. Trauma and repression. Carl's kidnapping serves as a metaphor for the lasting impact of unresolved trauma. The Dybbuk, a folkloric spirit representing emotional scars, recurs throughout the narrative, symbolizing how past pain manifests in the present. Character exploration. Carl Fletcher. Carl's life is defined by his kidnapping. His attempts to bury the trauma only deepen his isolation from his family. As the patriarch, Carl embodies the novel's central tension between wealth and vulnerability. Ruth Fletcher. Ruth is the family's backbone, balancing love and pragmatism. Her relentless efforts to maintain stability reveal her fears about the fragility of their affluence. Ruth's complex relationship with her children, especially Jenny, underscores her internal conflict. Nathan Fletcher. Nathan's anxiety and financial woes reflect his struggle to step out of Carl's shadow. His reliance on wealth contrasts sharply with his inability to manage it, making him a tragic figure in the story. Beamer Fletcher. Beamer's Hollywood success masks his inner turmoil. His addiction and obsession with meaningful storytelling highlight the theme of unfulfilled potential. Beamer's journey is a poignant exploration of how unresolved trauma shapes creativity. Jenny Fletcher. Jenny's rejection of wealth and pursuit of independence make her a compelling character. Torn between her ideals and her family's legacy, she embodies the novel's critique of privilege and the search for authenticity. Why you should read Long Island Compromise. Brodesser Akner's novel is a masterful blend of family drama and social commentary. It delves deep into the complexities of wealth, trauma, and identity, offering readers a richly layered narrative. If you're drawn to stories that explore the human condition with nuance and empathy, Long Island Compromise is a must-read. The novel has garnered a 4.1-star rating on Amazon, a 3.8-star rating on Goodreads, and a 3.9-star rating on Barnes & Noble. These ratings reflect its ability to resonate with a diverse audience, sparking both admiration and critical discussion. What would you do if the very thing meant to protect you became your greatest obstacle? How do you reconcile the weight of family legacy with your desire for personal freedom? Long Island Compromise invites you to explore these questions and more. You can find the purchase link in the description below. Don't miss this thought-provoking read. If you enjoyed this review, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Join us next time for another deep dive into the world of fiction. Until then, happy reading.